Righty. So yeah, this is a game I've been wanting to play for a while. Let's see. So I'll go English. Must have subtitles, so it usually helps. Have you played it before? No, I haven't. Yeah, but I don't mind games which are bright anyway. Current time is. Oh, it has to do with anything. There. 2:31 p.m. Okay. Now I've heard great things out of this game. As I said, it's just a fun game. Like it's a walking simulator in essence. You know, you literally just walk around. But yeah, you apparently get narrated and it's sort of narrating what you need to do. The end is never the end. Is never the end. Is never the end. Okay.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427
Push the button on a
and pushed
keyboard.
buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year.
He doesn't sound very
While
bright.
others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say,
Where is everyone?
never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
So yeah, essentially what you do is you listen to the narrator and you just decide what you want to do.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So yeah, it's fun just checking this place out. Cool. Oh yeah, there's one interaction, that's it.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I am tempted to go to the right one, but for this first playthrough, I think I'll just listen to it and see what happens. Just kind of curious.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
the verbal up inside you, take it out passive aggressive on other coworkers, resent coworkers for not supporting you more. Balls like you. Should employees actually slide as a slip blue graphic. Okay. Go and close it.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's
Oh,
office.
I'm tempted to go down up, but I'm tempted to go downstairs, but I'll go upstairs for a moment. In the boss's office.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known
I
was
love
that
these
the man
pictures.
behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
So how do I... Oh, the keypad here. Oh, there it is. I like that. Stanley couldn't have possibly known
Stanley
this.
just sat around twiddling his thumbs, trying to input, yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the
By
new
sheer luck.
passageway.
Guess I'll go in here. See where this takes me. I like that. Oh, he just randomly figured it out. Not, oh, the narrator told him what to do.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a
This is good
stirring of
fun.
emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
So what is happening? Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. Okay, so where do we go?
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read
Mind control facility. Ooh, there's escape hatch. I might try that one later.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Okay, over here. Employee observation protocol. Oh, here we are.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed.
Ooh.
Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them.
So which one's
monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing?
Where's Stanley? Stanley would have been, what was it, 427? So it would have been that one there.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe it couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time?
Ooh.
Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
I felt like he's thinking too much about it.
No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept.
I like this employee pirates.
Someone else's control? Never.
I just realized that this is employee pirate.
Wasn't it? Was it
employee something else. So was it
Had he
Ned?
truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Cool.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
Okay.
For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
The hell is this? I guess we got to head in here to do that. Oop. Ah, here we are. System power.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this.
So I can turn it on if I want
and
to.
everything it stood for.
We'll turn it off. Oh, wait.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But
Okay.
as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
We're not open fully.
Stanley felt the cool
There we
breeze
go.
upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
So he was under mind control. That's interesting. Beat the game. Yeah, I beat it. I mean, it's not hard. See, there's a lot of different directions I could have gone, though, which I'm kind of curious about. Oh. Oh, yeah, so we're back at the start again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Who
No matter
farted?
how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I can't open it. Alright, so let's go a different direction then. Okay, here we go.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left.
Well, how about I don't do that?
This was not the correct way to the meeting room. Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
The employee lounge. Oh, here we go.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Oh, damn it, I can't use any money.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Oh, that's great.
Eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No, I'm good.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Where am I now? Now the misses a car only for jumping off it.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
Not.
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
I wonder if I can.
Someone
I
you were
can.
neglecting, Stanley. Someone you forgot. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Okay, I'm curious to see what happens now.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Well, what if I just get through this one? Oh, key card. No, I'm not going to.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
No, I'm going for the blue one.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the
Through the.
red door.
Oh, here we are.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
He's very patronising. I love it. So what's here?
You see, there's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Empty rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do not think I put a lot of time into that, because I did.
There's
And all
three
the effort
separate
was
ones.
all
I
for
just
nothing,
noticed.
because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Nothing. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what, let me take a stab in the dark at a new design and you can give me some feedback.
Okay.
There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
But no, I'm not going to listen to him.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Yeah, we'll go 5.
Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. Can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try.
Can't teach that.
Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Oh, worldwide leaderboard. Good old Nell, Skid, Nika Nako. West 3% chooses a blue door. I'm more attracted than Stanley. This is you. Oh, that's great. 7 hours. I have not been playing for 7 hours. Alright, fine. We go through this store. Actually, no. Oh, no, I have to.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
I'm just going to keep
Oh,
him
hey, I
5.
nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
Oh, what am I getting into?
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world would really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours.
I'm
So
not
you
playing it
need
for
to give
four
it 4
hours.
hours of play to make sure it's effective. Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
I'm just gonna let the baby die.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable.
Oh
Oh,
dear.
hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here?
Let's find
Yes,
another game.
seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Oh dear. What the?
Aha! Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation?
Well, this is
Well, it
different.
seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your
In your
creep
creep
tower,
tower.
perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose. Yes.
Oh,
Now
okay,
let's
I can
begin.
squat.
What
I
a
didn't realize I
fascinating
could.
adventure into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this
Supplies
game,
for two
Stanley. And it
floors.
seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Alright, sure. Why not? Oh, was it? This is just random. Oh, actually, I wonder if I can do something. Nah. So that's the gas bottles for it. Let's realize there's no bathroom. Ah, no toilet.
Oh no. No, it can't be.
There's a sign here.
It
What's this?
is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly, block it off.
Jonesy like.
Oh,
Just
thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call.
put a
You
wall up.
wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any...
He hates that.
Thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
What's this
Okay,
time?
I think this will be just the thing.
So I'm just going through his game selection. Oh, wait, is
There.
this?
See,
This is
this is
Rocket League.
exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There is
This
a
is
good
literally Rocket
possibility
League.
that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
Why am I in a Rocket League game?
Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun.
Sports ball.
We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together? Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Yeah, it's Rocket League. So Alex actually allowed them to do this? Okay, I might as well get the ball in the goal.
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on? Stanley, I have a thought. And I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one
Sportsologist.
ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then surely multiple balls makes for an even more euphoric sports experience. I'm going to try it out. Here comes another ball. Yes! Oh goodness, that really does feel amazing, doesn't it? Stanley, I'm like a child in a confectionery shop. I simply have to have more. I'm insatiable. More balls.
Well, that's a lot of balls. There's just a bunch of Rocket League balls.
Are you enjoying this, Stanley? Are you having fun? Is this a real video game?
Oh yeah, there it is, Rocket League. Actually says
Well,
so.
guess what? It's over. That's right. Your little fun comes to an end. This is my game, and what I say goes. You get to have fun when I... Hold on. What are you doing?
I figured I'd interrupt him.
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How can
Oh,
you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
where am I now? Guess I'm back in the office. Thought I'd broken everything. And I got no Stanley. Got no narrator. I can't get in there. So where am I off to now? Oh, back into my office. Oh, some CCTV cameras. Interesting.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now.
He actually
I
lost
wonder
him.
if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once
I'll
this
be
ends,
back.
after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
I can wait. Oh, that's good fun. So I assume I just head back now. Yep, back to the start again.